Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson. In what world would anyone have predicted that? A YouTuber, now an internet-savvy boxer, going toe-to-toe with arguably the most feared fighter in heavyweight history. But here we are. And the world is watching. This fight, ladies and gentlemen, isn't just a spectacle. It's a clash of two worlds, new school versus old school. But beyond the hype, beyond the internet buzz, lies the question, how did we end up here? And more importantly, who's walking away with their hand raised tonight? A Jake Paul. He's more than just a YouTuber now. He's knocked out former UFC champions, silenced critics, and earned a spot in today's fight game. But don't let that fool you. He's never faced anyone like Mike Tyson. And Tyson? A legend, a beast, the baddest man on the planet. At 58, he's no spring chicken, but don't get it twisted. Age hasn't softened his fists. Think about how many of us can say we've knocked out someone in our 20s, let alone in our 50s. For Tyson, that's just another Tuesday. Jake's rise from viral videos to pay-per-view main events. But beside his success, many wonder, can he really stand up to Tyson's ferocity? His critics say no. But Jake has made a career out of proving doubters wrong. And Tyson is still the unstoppable force we all remember, or has time chipped away at his legendary power? On paper, this fight looks odd, to say the least. Jake Paul, 27 years old, 6'1", 190 pounds, and with a record of victories that mostly consist of UFC veterans and one professional boxer, Tommy Fury. Tyson, he's 58, shorter, heavier, and carries a legacy that Jake can only dream of. But numbers don't always tell the full story. You see, Tyson's advantage isn't just his power, it's his experience. He's seen every style, every punch, every trick in the book. He knows how to hurt you. If Jake tries to slug it out, he's walking into a war zone. And Tyson? Even after all these years, one punch from him could end a fight. But here's the thing. Jake isn't just looking to survive, he's looking to win. Now, let's be real for a second. If Jake wins this fight, does the internet just explode? Or do we all pretend this never happened? But we can't overlook Jake's power either. He's young, he's hungry, and he's got something to prove, but who will it favor when the punches start flying? One of the biggest questions swirling around this fight is about Tyson's health. Can a 58-year-old take on someone in their physical prime? Let's not forget, in 2020, Tyson shocked the world when he stepped back into the ring against Roy Jones Jr. That fight showed us one thing: Tyson still has it. Can Tyson go the distance against a younger, more agile opponent? Or does he plan to take Jake out early, before his age becomes a factor? Tyson's team says he's been training like a man possessed, getting himself back into fight, ready condition. But 58 is still 58. Is that enough to keep up with someone 30 years younger? And here's question. If the fight goes into the later rounds, will Tyson's age catch up to him? Or will we see that legendary stamina come back in full force? Tyson's known for one thing: relentless pressure. When he fights, he closes the distance, forces you into uncomfortable positions, and drops bombs. He's not going to let Jake dance around the ring. He'll come forward and keep coming, looking for that knockout blow. But Jake, he's going to play it smart. Expect him to stay on the outside, use his reach, and pick his shots. Jake can't afford to brawl with Tyson, not unless he wants to find himself waking up on the canvas. So he'll likely use his jab, try to control the pace, and frustrate Tyson. But what happens when Tyson inevitably gets inside? You're Jake, and you see Tyson charging at you like a freight train. What do you do? I don't know about you, but I'd probably try to remember my YouTube password to apologize to my fans. But jokes aside, this is where the fight gets tricky. If Jake can't keep Tyson at bay, it's going to be a short night. Tyson knows how to break opponents. And if Jake isn't careful, his youth and confidence could be his downfall. This fight itself captured the imagination of the entire celebrity world. People everywhere have been placing bets, making predictions, and taking sides. Drake, he's allegedly thrown down a huge bet on Jake Paul. Snoop Dogg? He's backing Tyson, reminiscing about the days when Iron Mike was untouchable. And Conor McGregor? Well, in true McGregor fashion, he's called out both fighters. Everyone's got an opinion on this one. It's the classic underdog story for some, and for others, it's a nostalgic trip back to the glory days of boxing. But what do the experts think? Boxing analysts have pointed out that while Jake has a lot of heart, he's never faced someone of Tyson's caliber. On the flip side, Tyson's age is a real concern. But with all this talk, we'll only get answers once that first bell rings. For Jake, this fight is more than just another notch on his belt. Winning against Mike Tyson, an undisputed legend, would skyrocket his career to unimaginable heights. This isn't just about fame or money anymore, it's about legacy. A win here puts Jake in a new league, one where he's no longer just a celebrity boxer, but a serious contender, someone who can demand fights with top-tier fighters. Jake has already hinted that if he wins this fight, he's got his eyes on bigger fish, more high-profile boxing matches, maybe even against world champions. Can you imagine the ripple effect if Jake Paul, the YouTuber, turned boxer, starts calling out elite boxers like Canelo Alvarez? As wild as it sounds, this fight could be his golden ticket into the upper echelons of the sport. But what if Jake loses? Does his star power dim? Does this dream of being taken seriously in the boxing world fade away? Or does Jake come back stronger, with more lessons learned from fighting one of the greatest of all time? And if Tyson loses? Well, it's tough to imagine. For a fighter as proud as Mike, losing to Jake Paul would be a bitter pill to swallow. But here's the thing, win or lose, Tyson's place in history is untouchable. He's a fighter at heart, and win or lose, this fight is yet another chapter in his incredible story. As the world watches, it's not just us, regular fans, who have opinions on this showdown. Celebrities and sports stars are buzzing about who will come out on top. Floyd Mayweather has reportedly backed Mike Tyson, saying there's no way Jake's experience can overcome Mike's sheer power. Meanwhile, Logan Paul, Jake's older brother, predictably has Jake's back, saying this will be the moment that silences all the haters. Snoop Dogg, never one to miss a chance for a good laugh, says he's bringing popcorn and a front row seat for this one. And Conor McGregor? Well, in typical McGregor fashion, he's dropped a few words we probably can't repeat here, but let's just say he's betting on chaos. Before we wrap this up, here's something you don't want to miss. If you've enjoyed this breakdown, if you're hyped for the fight and want more content like this, hit that subscribe button below. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you're the first to know when we drop our next fight analysis, predictions, and all the behind the scenes scoop. See you next time, fight fans!